Something that was very interesting that did happen last night that was somewhat the talk of the town with the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals itself was the main event. Of course, Hank Davis picking up the win, and he did it, though, in a little bit of a rough style, and a few people are saying that he should have been put to the back for a incident. We're going to look at the A-Main highlights here on the Flow Racing YouTube real quick. Here's where everything gets interesting. What happened before and what will happen again as we drive off into 3 and 4, and there is a situation. And that situation is the 4-car of Michael Pickens going through the damn air. It was a straight-up right rear to, I would say, inner side of the left front. It wasn't towards the bumper side. It was towards the header side of the left front. So it was not a clear slider. It did result in a car going upside down. And anybody who's saying, well, why would Davis do that? I mean, once again, we can go back here and see at the opening laps of the race. This move right here, I'll tell you what, that move right there, I mean, it's it's almost the same spot. But Hank Davis looks like saw it coming and jumped on the binders and moved. As soon as, look, he's set up almost like Pickens was. He's crossed up, but watch Davis's car react completely different when he, obviously right here, you see a car's there coming. Watch Davis's front wheels, watch the car unload. He completely gets out of it and goes up the track because he knows if he stays in it, if he doesn't lift to get on the binders, then you end up like that. And we're talking about almost the same exact spot on the track. I mean, look, he's landing there. Contact was made right there to protect the Harvest Lucas Oil split of the sign. And here in this situation where the contact would have been made would be almost at the exact same spot. So you could imagine if that would have continued if Pickens would have continued and Davis stays in it right here and this right rear gets him right there on that muffler side of that left front, Hank Davis would be going end over end and landing about where that Lucas Oil and Protect the Harvest sign is located. And that is exactly where this contact happened. So The issue here is it's always a judgment call. You know, it's a judgment call. Right here, obviously, Hank Davis didn't suffer the same fate as Michael Pickens because once he saw the vehicle right here coming, I mean, look, Hank Davis is crossed up just like Pickens was. Once he saw the car coming, Hank Davis shut her down, went up the track. Michael Pickens did not. So, if you want to say that Hank Davis should go to the back because his right rear caused a wreck and an aggressive move, are we going to start, once again, back to judgment call? Should we be sending Michael Pickens to the back because Hank Davis hit the brakes and didn't have the same result, even though the move is almost exactly the same? It's just the reaction of the other driver. And I think that's where the Chili Bowl and their officials made this call, is they made this call as, well, we just saw Hank Davis suffer the same attack from a driver behind him, and react differently. He took his part in the wreck. He kept it from happening. Whereas Michael Pickens did not keep it from happening. Michael Pickens did not shut the car down. Michael Pickens stayed in the throttle. Michael Pickens kept crossed up. Michael Pickens could have saw. He could see Hank Davis right there, ladies and gentlemen. You could see the car there, where Michael Pickens is crossed up. Hank Davis shut the car down and turned it to the outside to keep from getting hit. Michael Pickens stayed in the gas and got shot around up into the wall. And so that's where I think this situation is just a little bit different than people are calling it. Is in these wrecks, there are two people. It takes two to tango, even if it is these crazy sliders with the right rear and the left fronts are involved. This is the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals. People race aggressively. Hank Davis raced aggressively. Obviously, had to race a little bit aggressively for that contact to be made. But how Hank Davis reacted to the slider for Michael Pickens versus how Michael Pickens reacted to the slider of Hank Davis is how you can see just a little bit how, even though a guy throws one of these crazy sliders, you may still have an out. And we got to give a little bit of a smarts, a little bit of credit to, I would say, I guess, the Tyler Carpenter of the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals now in Hank Davis for having the smarts for when he had a very similar situation occur to him, that he was smart about it, and he went into 3 and 4, and when he saw that slider coming in the same spot, right there, they're almost in the same position, Hank Davis and Michael Pickens as the wreck the other way around. Hank Davis was smart enough to completely shut that car down and get out of the way and not get flipped because he knows what's going to happen. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Unfortunate, but big win for Hank Davis. And I get people saying send them to the back, but when you get into these A-mains, I think the judgment calls have to be judged a little bit differently. And as I just explained to you, there are ways to avoid that wreck. Pickens showed you how not to avoid that. And he ended upside down. I think that's why the judges at the Tulsa Expo Center made the call that they did. And I'm sure him being from Oklahoma didn't hurt too much in his favors.
This is how we ride. This is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up.